Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Spintwist podcast. I'm your host, Jay from Spintwist Videos, and today we're going to be talking about stuff. We're going to be talking about things. Yeah. I'm joined with also by Spencer, as usual,
Yeah.
and
Hello.
Miko, as usual, and we
Dude,
finally have our
No. You need to call me Feller John.
feller
That's
John.
my name.
His name's not Miko. He got a name change. I totally forgot. But anyways, we're also joined by our fourth host finally, Daniel Brew, straight out of Indonesia.
Apa kabar? Selamat datang.
He can't speak American.
Saya bisa sedikit-sedikit. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I'm from Utah.
Yeah, but
The true
he
white
is
boy
in,
comes out.
he
Yeah.
is in Indonesia, and that's why we haven't been able to have him on the show for a while because time zone problems and whatnot. Also, we have a fifth person on the cast today. We're just bringing in all the people. The young Bryan. Anything to say for yourself?
Yeah.
Ah, yep. And that's all basically you have to
This
know.
guy.
Basically, yeah.
All right.
All right, so let's just jump into it. Okay, our first topic here is the young clickbait. So
So what
clickbait,
about clickbait?
yeah, dude, clickbait is an
Cancer.
internet thing that is growing. Well, actually, it's probably actually on a decline. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like it used to be a lot
I feel
worse
like
than it
it's
is.
steady. I feel like it's steady. Like
Maybe it
it's,
is steady, yeah.
It's pretty much like you still see it like pretty much consistently throughout YouTube, but it's to the point where we just got so used to it that it's like, oh, clickbait.
Kind of like
Oh, normal.
advertisements, it seems
I
like.
kind of remember the old clickbait where you used to get rickrolled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of clickbait, huh? Yeah, I guess it would be. So I guess you guys probably know what clickbait is, but just in case you don't, I'm gonna just define it real quick. I was gonna say duckbait. I don't know why. Clickbait is a thing that like people will use a catchy like title or like thumbnail. It would be like that is like usually misleading and makes you want to click on it, and then you get into it and it's not as exciting as the title or thumbnail or picture or whatever made you click on it led you to think it would be. So we're just going to be talking about the good and the bad, the pros and the cons about clickbait. What do you guys think?
Are there any pros? What would be a pro?
Let's start out with the
tons
pros. Let's give it a little bit
Well-
of credit first.
Well, with pros, I mean, obviously, it's clearly a way that you can actually grow your channel. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
these, I'll be honest, these clickbaits do work. Like, if I see something that's actually like something interesting and I see it, I'm like, whoa, that could actually be something. I click on it, they do work.
So is it
You
good
do
for the
get the view.
viewers? Or is it only good for the channel that made the video?
Well, let's see. Well, like
It's n-
it really depends on how bad the clickbait is too. Like we used clickbait on this channel a little bit. Like the
Yeah.
whole red arrow thing that I put in the thumbnails is technically clickbait. I mean, it's ironic and it's kind of like making fun of clickbait, but I'm still using it. So
No.
yeah.
Yeah.
We ain't supposed to trash talk on our own
We-
stuff.
yeah.
Well, clickbait
guys,
can
we
be
don't
used in
use-
anything.
We don't use clickbait, guys. We're just joking.
Oh yeah, bad.
Yeah, click on our video still. It's okay.
Totally. Like every single title, every single thumbnail has been completely related toward to the podcast,
Yeah, for real.
especially
Okay,
the
but
last one.
let's not stray from this too far. What do you think is some good stuff besides like just getting that initial view from the viewer? You think there is actually any benefits to it?
Tags.
Is there any?
If you use.
is it? Yeah. Tags. Okay, wait. Sorry.
Yeah.
my bad. I was just gonna say, is there any like benefits? Is there any way that it would benefit the viewer instead of the channel? Is there any way that the
I
viewer could be
think that it would be like that way you kind of know what you're clicking into. You know what I'm saying?
And I
Yeah,
think that's
I guess if
pretty
it-
much the opposite.
Well,
Some-
kind
yeah,
of, but it's
sometimes they
like
kind of
it can be, but sometimes it's like if you're gonna click on a video, right, and you're like, yeah, this guy is just trying to get my view. It's like kind of like sorting it like out of quality. It's like, man, this video is the same topic, but the thumbnail's got pair of titties on there, dude. So
Like,
I don't really I shouldn't click on that. Does that make sense? Like you kind of cancel out decision making.
So clickbait will make you not click on it.
Yeah, and it makes it so you don't watch bad stuff. That
I mean, I got a little story. Can we walk down story lane a little bit about
Alright, story
clickbait?
lane.
all right.
All right. It was back in 5th grade, and I was hanging out with my friend Cody, and we were playing Roblox, and a whole bunch of people were suggesting to watch this Two Girls One Cup video, and it was just like people using these limited edition cups, you know, and we didn't have no idea. And when we watched it, my innocence was destroyed. That was a con of clickbait. I would not like anyone my age, the age I was at that time, to fall behind that. What are you guys' feelings about that?
I don't think I've ever been clickbaited quite that hard before.
Well, because like even like the idea where it's like don't watch it, I'm gonna go watch it.
I have a little bit
I'm gonna go
of
watch
a
it.
similar situation. Have you guys ever heard of meat spin?
Oh yeah.
I had a similar story. Basically the same thing.
Our friend group knows plenty
Happy
about me.
puppies. Happy puppies.
Oh man.
Oh
Okay.
god.
Let's
it's
not
a very
let's not go into this.
misleading
Don't.
titles, and they bring you to horrible things. Oh man, maybe we shouldn't have mentioned it because now people know about it.
Yeah.
Don't go to any of those places unless you want to.
Unless
Leaving
you
it in the
want to.
description below.
If you do, viewer discretion advised.
Yeah, just don't say that we sent you there.
Don't do it when
We
your grandma's
didn't.
standing behind you.
Unless you want to.
Yeah.
Unless you're into that.
No, not that either. Let's discourage that.
Okay. Should we go to cons? Can we just go back to cons?
Yeah, I think we can
Yeah.
bag on this a lot harder.
Okay.
So yeah, clickbait. It's cancer.
It is, in the most blatant way to describe it. I think it definitely is,
Yeah.
and it's because a big reason is like, one reason I hate clickbait so much is like, there's just people can take it just and make it completely irrelevant to their thing just to get views.
Yeah,
And
for
like-
sure.
Like one thing that like I saw, I'm just gonna get a little hate on BF versus GF, if you guys know that channel.
I know what you're saying.
When since they broke up, spoiler alert, since they broke up, there was a video that was posted where it's like getting back together, and then you just go back and it has nothing to do with that. Thanks, but
Thanks.
it had like 5 million views. So good job, got your views, got us, you got us good.
Well, I feel like the problem, but I don't know, I have no idea how to fix it. But one of the problems is that in order to get a lot of views, you're not really caring if they're like on your thing. It's like that first click. Like that's
Yeah.
like the hardest step is just that first click. So they try so hard just to come up with all this BS just to get you there. Just to
Yeah.
get that first click onto. They clicked a picture that they thought would be a good thing to watch.
Statistically, it takes 10 seconds of a YouTube video to keep a viewer in. So if they use that clickbait for the 10 seconds,
Yeah.
you got a view, dude.
I think one of the biggest culprits of using clickbait and it like that really pisses me off is Smosh. Like
Yep.
they do it so annoying. And like, oh my god! So there's this video that came out 2 weeks ago. It says this had to happen. It says it's time in the thumbnail, and it's got them both
Oh, yeah.
crying. And it
Yeah.
got in my freaking recommended videos. So I'm like, dude, are they ending Smosh? So I went and watched it, and no, it has nothing to do with that. So I don't know. That kind of pissed me off. They do a lot of other stuff too. Like, I think they have gotten a little bit better than they used to.
they always put that like girl in the thumbnail and make it all like, whoa.
They always use girls
misleading.
to mislead it. They did
Yeah.
it a lot more in the past.
I feel like when like Smosh was popular, they kind of did like clickbaity things as like kind of ironic, and now they've kind of fallen into it like pretty hard. I think.
Yeah.
Right into the shadow realm.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's because like if like they get the views and they're like, man, dude, this was a joke, but it's for reals now. So
Yeah. It's working.
Somebody was really bad at this. I think his name is like Lance 210 or something.
Oh yeah.
Lance-
Was it that Viner guy?
Yeah, I don't know. Lance Stewart.
Yeah.
I think is his name. Yep.
Is he the guy with the blonde hair?
Oh my gosh! So yeah, you just go look up this guy's channel, Lance Stewart, and it's just his girlfriend, like halfway naked in every
Yeah.
single thing, like
remember
clickbait to the
that.
max with that stuff. He's just trying to get them clicks.
Or even I like the Vine compilations, and they only pick the
Oh,
one
yeah.
Vine that's
one-
like,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
she's in a bikini. or
And
whatever.
sometimes it's not even like that picture isn't even in the video.
Yeah, it's just
And then-
everywhere.
Or even, and then I remember like scrolling through the whole video, just looking for that one, and it wouldn't be there, and I'd be like, oh, okay. Not gonna lie, I was that guy. Just look.
And I feel like there's a lot of people who are that guy, and that's how they get the views.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I think the absolute worst people who do this kind of stuff though, like, are like not even YouTubers, BuzzFeed, with their ads on like the sidebars of Facebook and whatnot, with clickbait. It's just so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like ads in general are just clickbait central. Like Call Now, or even like way
Yeah.
back when, like they're trying to get your attention to buy their stuff, but instead of you on YouTube, it's like we're not buying anything. We're just giving them views, which is giving them money.
Technically, we're not buying anything, but they're profiting off of it.
We're
So
like
it's
what they're
still
like
kinda the same thing.
buying their time, kind of.
Yeah.
They're like buying or selling their time.
We're paying in time. Okay.
Mhm.
What's that one movie with paying in time?
It's called In Time. And it's got that one actor in it, you know.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
The one
Justin
that one,
Timber-
yeah.
Justin
Hanks?
Lake. No, Justin Lake Timberlake.
Wait, does
Like,
it actually
oh,
have
there
Justin
goes
Timberlake in it?
Tom. Yeah, it does.
He's pretty hot.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have anything else to say on clickbait? Brian, you want to throw anything out there about clickbait?
Sucks.
Yeah. To
I like
conclude,
socks.
it
Good
sucks.
to have you, Brian.
I think.
Oh,
I think it's
sucks.
Thanks, Brian. Back to you, Daniel. Okay.
Confused
like,
screaming.
You're welcome,
It's like,
John.
it's like on Family Guy where it's like the Ollie guy on the news channel. It's like, how do you feel about the weather, Ollie? It's gonna rain. Hey, thanks, Ollie.
How do you feel about clickbait, Brian? Sucks. Thanks, Brian.
Good insight, Brian. Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome.
Good thing we paid for this professional, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
$20
We're
an
not
hour.
paying Brian. Yeah, we're not paying Brian.
Dang it.
$20 an hour, 42-minute podcast.
See, they click.
So basically nothing.
They said they wouldn't pay me, but they weren't.
You only clickbaited him. Okay,
We
let's
only
move
pay
on.
you
Let's
for
move
every
on.
single hour that we hit. And yeah. About that.
We're
Dang
gonna draw it at 59.
All right. Anyways, we're gonna throw this one over to Daniel now, our Indonesian boy.
Hello, boys.
So the second topic
is-
is Indonesia. What are we?
And this is a
what do we have to
topic
say
we've
about
been wanting to actually have in our thing for a long time. We've been putting it off until we got the one and only Daniel Brew up in this.
Yeah, because Daniel is from Indonesia. What city do you live in?
I live in Bogor.
that? Jakarta.
Yeah.
It's
isn't
close to
that just
Jakarta.
isn't it just like kind of like here in Utah we have this like Taylorsville, but it's Salt Lake kind of thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's just like a different neighborhood or different city, but it's like right there still.
Yeah.
Okay.
With where I live currently, it's basically like the farming central. It's where all the farming people will live, and it's really good for agriculture and trading. Jakarta's more for the new age. It has a lot of like skyscrapers, so it would be basically Salt Lake City, and Bogor would be like say like maybe like St. George, around there.
Oh, okay.
But one of the things that I'm kind of confused with Indonesia is, yeah, like in America, we do have smoking laws. Like when you're 19, you can smoke. When you drink, you're 21. It's the same thing in Indonesia, but the cops are easily manipulated. So if I get pulled over by a cop and I'm smoking, I just give him like 50,000 rupiah, which is the equivalent of like $5 US, and he'll just let me go away. Like it's easily manipulated, you know.
Corrupt
And-
police.
And not a lot of people are afraid of the police here, and I think it's really funny because I could but like the biggest thing here is drugs. If you are caught with drugs, you can be sentenced to death.
Huh.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They don't fly. That's
So
not a
death
flyby?
penalty's a thing there, huh?
Yeah, a lot of people have some misleading facts. Like an old fact was, it's old, it's over. If you would masturbate, you would be sentenced to get your head chopped off. That's old. It's not a thing anymore.
That would be terrifying.
Thank goodness.
I mean, how?
I mean, who
imagine
does
if-
that?
I'd be, but like, how do they know? Like,
They caught you red-handed. Literally.
and then one guy, and then the next guy, and then it turns out half the population of Indonesia's gone.
Everyone is dead.
Every man.
Every man is dead.
like you just get swatted as you're like touching yourself. Like they're like, oh, open up, you know, and they walk in and you're just touching yourself. You
yeah,
know?
you see those hand marks?
I swear, officers, I wasn't doing anything.
That's how you
swear.
SWAT. That's how you SWAT in Indonesia. That's how you SWAT in Indonesia. Oh, this guy's masturbating in his house. Boom!
He was making bomb threats. We don't care. He was masturbating. What?
So what's the sorry to get back to topic? What's the biggest differences from here in the U.S. to there in Indonesia?
More people here, whether you know them or not, are more caring. A lot of random people have came up to me and asked if I needed help, if I was hungry or thirsty. I don't know if it's because I'm Bule, which means Caucasian translation. And the thing is, there's not a lot of diversity in Indonesia. So I'm with my manager and I'm doing acting on TV shows and modeling. And I got the job without casting, while my Indonesian counterpart, he's been waiting 6 months for the same role, and he did casting and everything. And he speaks fluent Indonesian, except I don't. But I got the job just because of my skin color.
Would you say that's racism, or is that just because like?
It's privilege.
Kind of, if you think about it, because I guess they are seeing as like the white people as a better race to be on TV.
It's
Yeah.
like the opposite of racism here.
Yeah.
Like, it's like completely welcoming to like foreigners. Where like opposite here, we're like, nah, F the foreigners, fellas.
Fellas.
I need a blonde hair, white skin, blue eye, little tans, okay?
Like if an Indonesian came over here, it would not be the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the government is kind of confusing, like I said, with the police. And there's a new president. His name's Jokowi, and he's pretty cool. But with the government, a lot of people have been rioting because this one Chinese government. There's been feuds with the Chinese and the Indonesian people for a long time. But like since this new, I think, senator has joined the Indonesian embassy, he said something about Islam that got a whole bunch of people riled up, and they decided to take the streets and fight the Chinese again. And they had to close down streets in Jakarta because of the rioting. And what's kind of funny is I saw a post on Instagram of this guy recruiting people to fight the Chinese, and he said, "I will give you free food and like 2,000 rupiah, so you can get like a cigarette." And people were just saying, "Okay, let's do it," just because of one cigarette and some food. Like, is it really that easy to like do a riot?
I'll let you go out there and risk your life, but I'll give you like a peach. Maybe I'll give you a peach and like a cigarette. Is that good? Let's fight, boys.
So
And
you're
the
gonna have to
laws.
share between the 5 of you.
Yeah. We're not that gen. We're like, come on.
Like the only law that's like really like heavy is like the drug law, like I said. Other than that, there is no speed limit law. There is no drinking law. That's like, there's no smoking law. If people just kind of like do their own thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that you were telling me that like there's like 12-year-olds and stuff that just ride motorcycles around. And they're
Yeah,
half naked.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, like legit, people take showers in the street when it rains. That's like free water, like because of the poverty. And but like they're absolutely happy about it. Like they're not rich in money, but they're rich in the heart, you know. There's a new like sensation on YouTube. It's called Om Telele Om, and it's basically the Indonesian's counterpart. So like in America, if you were on a field trip and you were on a school bus and you saw a semi truck, you would put your hand down to make him honk his horn, you know.
Yeah.
Well, in Indonesia, kids don't have a lot of money to get toys, so they would sit by the highway and they would wait for a big bus, and the bus would make a sound like telolet, telolet. So they go which means uncle, honk your horn. And some DJs like Marshmello, Zed, and some Kurt Hugo Schneider have made remixes about it. I don't know why. Why? It's a new PPAP. It's a new PPAP, dude. PPAP.
I don't want to be the only one stealing all the questions. Do you guys have questions? Or can I just ask?
Go ahead.
So I feel like another thing that people forget is that in Indonesia, it's pretty far from Saudi Arabia, and it's like in that it's like above Australia, and like you basically call them Asian, but people forget that it's actually like really heavily Islam.
Yeah.
Is it like classic Islam that you see on TV, or is it a little different?
It's so like with the Middle East Muslims and the Indonesian Muslims, they're totally different. The practices, they're completely different. I would say I'm not being racist or anything. I had a Middle Eastern Muslim friend in high school, and he wrecked me, and it hurt because he said because I'm Islamic, I didn't pray, that I'm not a true Muslim. But when I came over here to Indonesia, everyone fully accepted me, and they said it's okay. You don't have to pray as long as you keep, Allah in your heart, which means God translated. But other religions think, they're like, oh, Allah doesn't exist. And I was like, if you're Christian, I mean, it means God doesn't exist. But
it's like the same word. It's just translation.
Yeah, exactly. And the people here, there are some that are like I said, with the Chinese versus the really like different Muslims, because there's different types in Indonesia, like Sunni and Shiite, and there's a lot. But it depends. Indonesia is one of the world's largest populations of Islamic people. There are a lot of Arabic people here.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Is it right if I ask another one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go on, dude.
So I remember when I was talking to you before, and you said there was a lot of Dutch people there.
Yeah.
So is there a divide between like all the wealthy people, or majority of the wealthy people are Dutch, and then all of the other guys are like, all the poorer people are Indonesia? Is there a line like that, or not really?
Not really. Only in like Bali, where it's one of the biggest tourist attractions in the world. That's where this draws the line. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think? Like what things do you like about Indonesia that are like better than America, and things that you like about America that are better than Indonesia, if you know what I'm saying? Like what?
What I like about Indonesia is because I'm lazy as heck. There's an app called Go, and with the app you can have people bring you food, buy you groceries, they can drive you places. It's basically Uber, but like 10 times more insane. And it's totally really convenient, and it's cheap. It's cheap as heck. It's not even like $1 to get for them to do stuff for you. Another pro I like is the community of people are really, really nice towards you as long as you're not gay.
Oh,
actually, like gay, or like gay, or
because I have friends that like they're okay with gay people, but then I have some friends that go to my gym and they really hate gay people.
Okay.
I don't understand why, but they just really hate gay people.
Is it like really bad, where they like they hunt them down and beat them up, or is it just like they hate them?
They just hate them.
Oh, okay.
There's probably like a couple minorities that do it, but the gay people here, because they're gay, they're not able to get a job like normal people. Like if you were in America, you can get a job if you're gay. Here it's harder. So they dress up as women, go out at night, go to parks, and they have this traditional Indonesian music called dangdut. It's like traditional like dubstep, I guess. And they go around with their makeup and their hair all done, and they beg for money because they can't have a job.
what?
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. What the heck, dude?
That's
crazy.
Totally different world, man.
Yeah.
You'd never see something like that in America.
Yeah. The beggars, it hurts my heart because most of the beggars are kids. They are taken from their parents, and their parents basically sell their kids to these people because they don't have money either for the kid or for them. So they sell their kid to these people, and these people will throw them out in the street in hot weather, whether it's raining or it's hot, and the kids will beg for money, and they'll pass through your car wanting for money.
What? And that's like their job, basically?
Yeah.
And they have to bring it back and give it to that guy, right? And
they have to go back, yeah.
They're almost like slave drivers because they can just take advantage of these kids.
That's like human trafficking to some extent.
Yeah. And
Jeez.
There's, it's absolutely sad because I saw a kid. He said he was selling tissues really cheap than they're supposed to be, and I just gave him like 100,000 which is 100,000 rupiah, which is equivalent to $7. I gave it to him, and he wanted to give me like all his tissues, and I told him, "Nah, you just keep it," you know. And he said, I'm trying to work for my mom," and that really broke my heart when I heard that.
Wow.
What's the
crazy.
percentage to homeless people, like kids to adults?
It's mostly, I don't know the percentage, but it's mostly teenagers and kids. You know the punk culture in America, the punk culture.
Yeah.
Sure.
Punk
Like
over
what?
here, like punk is like if you listen to like Fall Out Boy or like stuff like that. Well, over
Yeah.
here, if you, there, Indonesian's punk culture is different than American punk culture. In American punk culture, you're able to work and stuff, and that's just like a thing you like. Well, in Indonesia, that's your lifestyle. They're not able to get jobs because of their tattoos, of their piercings. What they do is they have these little ukuleles or guitars, and while you're eating at these things called wartugs, they're small little like places to eat all around Indonesia. They'll come and they'll sing music, and that's how they work. And if they don't have enough money to buy food, they'll eat out of the garbage can, and that's Indonesia's punk culture.
Wow.
Another
I
thing I
feel
wanted
like-
to ask. Go ahead, Spencer.
I was gonna say I feel like Indonesia is kind of like punishing to anything that's not like in like in the normal. I feel like
Hmm
is that true, or is that kind of
It's only in like
what you're saying?
because I'm in the farming place, so this old culture, you know, the old people, a lot of old people.
Mhm.
If you went to like Jakarta or Bali or like big places like those are where more the people are more accepting. You understand?
Yeah,
Kind of like like densely urbanized places.
Yeah, because
Like,
once I
kinda
stepped, ooh,
Like even in Texas, like
yeah. It's like going to the south, kind of.
yeah, even in Texas, like if you go to the outskirts or like the suburbs, they don't like gays and stuff like that. I'm not saying all of them, but for sure I don't think most of them do. But then even if you go into like the cities themselves, that they vote like Democrat, like they're blue cities.
Yeah,
So I feel like it's just the same kind of story over there.
yeah, for sure.
Same explanation. All right, sorry, go ahead, Dennis.
so when you like what I did was when I first stepped into Jakarta, it's just like in Salt Lake City, everything's normal, everything's modern, technology's modern, everything. But when I stepped foot in Bogor, it's like a totally different. It's like you're going back into time, you know.
Yeah,
It's a lot of people like foreigners will live in Jakarta. That's where they'll live. Except me, I live in Bogor, which is rain city because it rains every day.
Do you
Is
live
it
there
really?
because of like family or?
Yeah, I live there because of family.
if you could choose, would you rather live somewhere else than where you live, or would you rather stay where you live?
I would rather live in Jakarta because I'm more accustomed to the modern life, you know. First world problems.
So what about like America? What do you like more about America that you don't get in Indonesia?
It's more clean.
Okay.
Like, I gotta say, like, there's no like littering laws in Indonesia.
Yeah.
People just throw their wrappers and shit all over
I have
the
a
ground.
pretty funny story from when you came back. Yeah, I'm gonna refrain from that.
Yeah, people will just throw their stuff away on the floor, and it's just really disgusting. In America, if you want to buy like fruits and stuff, you can buy it at like a Walmart, and it's really clean. They choose like the cleanest like fruit. There's no spots on it. Whether you go to Indonesia, there's these little markets where they have like these little tarps on the ground, and you can buy vegetables, and there's flies everywhere, and there's the stench of dead fish.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, that would disturb the crap out of me.
And like I'm really sketched on buying food there. Like it's really cheap, but you got that
Yeah.
smell. You don't know if it's
Is it worth it?
yeah. Is it worth it? You know. Another thing I like about America is it's easier for me to make friends than it is here. Because here I truly don't know if they want to be my friend because of my skin color or because I'm
Yeah.
a foreigner, or they want to be my friend to be my friend. You know.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that happens a lot, where it's just like they just want to be with you because you're white and you probably have a lot of money, or?
It happens a lot. There's a popular app that they use in Indonesia called Line, and occasionally I'll get like random people that add me, and I'll talk, and it's people saying, "Oh, you're handsome." It's girls, "Oh, you're handsome," da, 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 because I'm a foreigner, you know.
Mhm.
there's this thing called Indovision, and it shows all of American TV shows translated. And a lot of people get this thought about America being like in the movies, and they always ask me like, "Is America this? Is America this? Is America this?" And I'm like, "No, this is just a movie, man. You know."
What are they? What is their perception on over here? Like, what is?
They think it's an easy life because of the movies. You know, everything's clean. You got all that stuff, but they don't understand that the laws are more enforced than it is here. People are going to school their entire life, from elementary, junior high, high school to college. There is no stopping in between like there is here, you know?
Yeah.
And so they're seeing actors and they're thinking it's easier because they're watching a movie when it's absolutely not.
Well, and another thing too, I think, is that like if they came here, their culture, they would just get totally out of whack. Like,
Yeah.
I remember like when your mom would talk about the culture here compared to there, and
Mhm.
sure we have a lot of stuff and it makes it easy.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I feel like one of the hardest things that's been going through America is just this like family and like having problems with people, and like I feel like that's like probably our number one thing that
Mhm.
makes it hard to live here, quote unquote hard. Like I'm not saying my life's hard, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
and that's just one thing that's not portrayed in the movies very well or TV
Mhm.
shows. All right, sorry,
Not that
go
it's
ahead.
hard to
Spencer.
live here. It's just different. It's just different.
Yeah, it's a different kind of hard.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Spencer. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, one thing that I've always wondered is because I feel like this is a thing, but I've always wondered if people from different countries, they look at how we view our education, and if they think we take it like, do they actually think that we take it for granted, or do you like not really know too much about that?
The thing is, because of my high school education, the high school education I got in America, like all the education throughout my entire life till now, is way more influential and bigger than what they're learning here. You understand? Because they say it's not Islamic, like Islam is not part of the state, but it is. You know, it is in
Yeah.
school. It's really forced upon it. In America, you have public schools where you can use your regular clothes, right? And then the only time you would wear uniforms is if you went to like a charter school or something like that, right?
Yeah.
In Indonesia, you wear a uniform every day, and if it's not perfect, you will get in trouble. It's a big deal. Everything has to be uniform, to where the way you talk, the way you walk. It's like a military state, you know?
Yeah.
The way the schools are, and the thing is, there's a lot more fighting in Indonesia because of education. It's either school versus school or smart versus dumb. That's how the
Yeah.
thing is, and sometimes people do die because of the fighting.
Really?
Like smart kids beat up dumb kids, or dumb kids beat up smart kids. Like what?
Both way. They're both big. I've seen it
okay.
happen. I've seen them fight. They'll pull off. They have like parts of like a motorcycle, and they'll fight each other with it.
Really?
Whether it be a real sword, whether sometimes it'll be a real sword or a knife and stuff like that.
Dude,
That's crazy.
That's like straight up sword fights.
Dude,
like-
just Indonesians are Australian bees, guys.
dude, yeah. That was
And
from our
it's-
last podcast.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's sometimes it's scary because I'm a foreigner and Bule Caucasian. They have from the movies, they think that the white people have a lot of money, and that's what really worries my mom, and it worries me that one day I'm just gonna be driving my motorcycle or car or walking down the street, and I'm gonna get mugged, because they think I have money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or held captive.
Scary.
Do you think it like? Do you actually worry about that?
Yeah, it does happen here. I have to either have my big cousin or my big all the time.
You have a bodyguard?
Yeah, and we have security in my neighborhood.
Oh, that was another thing I wanted to ask too. Is like, what are like guns there? Like here in America, dude, I can it's pretty easy to get a concealed weapons permit. I feel like, and have a gun just wherever I go. Is it same
In Indonesia, it's illegal to own a gun unless you're in the military or a cop. But if you are in the military or a cop, or your family member is, you're able to get guns to give to your family. You just gotta pay someone to keep it down low. Same with like if you don't want to finish high school, you pay someone to give you a certificate. You don't want to go through college, you pay someone to give you a certificate. Stuff like that.
Got it.
Same with driver license and stuff like that.
Wow. Really? Like
It's-
you don't
yeah.
even have to pass any tests for a license, like a driver's license.
Yeah.
You just
They
just
they
pay
do that
money.
in Mexico too, where it's like you just pay $5 and they give you a license.
I think like the only time you're not able to pay for something, if big, like say like a doctor and stuff like that, because that's something big you can't pay. You actually have to go through school to learn it.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm gonna bring up another topic about Indonesia is the medical part of Indonesia. Since it's a mixture of modern day medicine and is with old style like spiritual medicine, you know. A couple years ago, my cousin, he got hit on his motorcycle and he broke his leg in a couple parts. And instead of going to the hospital, he went to this guy in a different city called Chimande, and they massaged his leg. And in a month, his leg was perfectly normal. But if he went to the doctor, it would have costed him a lot of money and surgery.
Be in a cast for like 6 months. Yeah.
But he got it massaged, and 1 month he was perfectly fine, walking normal. Yeah, it's weird.
I wonder if it's just because here in America we keep making all these like guidelines and rules. And I was thinking about this, and it prevents like ways that are kind of illogical, but they work still. And for example, it would be like that massaging, where it's like if a doctor said, "Nah, just massage that out, and it'll be fixed up in a month," like that doctor would get sued.
Yeah, massage that cancer out of your brain.
Yeah, and if it like works though, then it works, but you're still gonna get sued because it's how ridiculous it sounds.
Yeah.
Is it just like is it that I'm gonna sue you mentality just not there?
No, not a lot of people have lawyers for stuff like that. Usually people have lawyers here is for like if they have like big corporations, you know?
Ah, okay.
That's why if you're a lawyer here or a doctor, same with America, those are big paying jobs. I don't know. I think, but if you're a nurse, you get paid a little less because a lot of people with like the medical stuff, they'll go to like a magic man or a massager to get it fixed that way.
Magic man.
You know, like it's very spiritual here. Say you're having a problem where you're being sick constantly. If you go to a magic man, he can use his quote unquote magic and it'll be gone. You know?
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Is it like actually like they say like magic, or is it like Islam related?
They don't. It's kind of like it's not really. It's kind of on the edge of Islam because it's like it's kind of like it's more Indonesian. You know.
It's just like culture based kind of.
Yeah.
I feel like.
My mom had it happen because she was constantly getting sick, and then she went to the guy and he did this weird like hand gestures and stuff, and then his eyes were closed and. Boom, bada bing, my mom's not constantly sick anymore. It's kind of weird. I don't know if it was just in her brain or like, you know?
Yeah. I don't know.
That kind of stuff could be like placebo. Like if they believe
Yeah.
they're like...
Yeah.
I
The more you
believe
believe it, the more it's going to happen.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like sugar pills.
Yeah.
Giving out sugar pills. Yeah.
Basically.
Okay. Well, we are like almost to the 40-minute mark.
Let's
just
a good
wrap up
topic.
the Indonesian topic by saying... So, if you had to live in one of the countries for the rest of your life, which one would you choose?
America.
Really?
America. Say that you didn't Say that you didn't know anybody in either one. Say you didn't know anybody. Which one would you rather live in?
Indonesia.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say that because it would be like easier to like kind of get on back like onto your feet. I'd feel like, and it's kind of more accepting of that. In a sort of way, like if you come here and you're like a lone wolf, and you're like kind of homeless, like it's really hard to get onto your feet. I feel like.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I feel like one of the things too is that we kind of have this like sense maybe to give up because we're not rich. Like it's like, well, I'm not rich, so I'm gonna be homeless, kind of like attitude.
Yeah.
Because we see all these like advertisements and stuff, and it's like we need to be like that. Is that?
Yeah,
I don't want to like add that.
I wasn't lucky enough to be born into a rich family. Guess I just shouldn't try and work a low-paying job at minimum wage.
Yeah. Is it like that in Indonesia very much, or I don't know? Like
Actually,
this comparison to like
everyone's trying to find a job here. Like, say I wanted to open up a small coffee shop. It's easy. I just get like a tarp and you just put it on the side of the road, and you just pay the police like a little bit of money just to keep it there.
Really?
So it's easy. Yeah, you can make a job out of anything. If you have Wi-Fi, you can turn your bedroom into like an internet cafe.
Do you think that'd be a cool place,
Yeah.
like a place to sell like paintings? Because that would actually be kind of cool.
Yeah, they do. A lot of people. There's like my friend here. He does digital art and he does stuff like that, and he promotes it and he gets people famous on Instagram for their art, and people will pay you for your art.
That's pretty cool.
Dude, I would be so down to do that.
Especially
If I go there and I'm white, would they be like, "Oh yes, this is a famous artist"?
Yeah, if you're really good with digital art, that's really booming in Indonesia. Like I told you, my friend, he made a total of like $1,500 in one day because of 3 digital art projects he did for 3 companies.
Dang, and I bet like $1,500 is like huge amounts
So
of money
much.
there.
Yeah.
So that would you could buy. How much do you think? How much is it to like buy houses there?
Milk.
It's my house. It's 35,000.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
yeah, that's pretty.
Wow. That's
What
Dude,
the
so
heck?
America average.
I'm majoring in graphic design. I should just move to Indonesia and just sell everything I do there,
Yeah, exactly.
and then move back.
Daniel, you were telling me about like how like a lot of people get their that's how they get their starts in like film industry and stuff like that, is they go to like other countries and kind of get promoted that way, and then they'll
Yeah.
move back to America and stuff like that. And I
So you
thought
can
that was
build
kinda
onto your
cool.
portfolio. Same with artists. You can build
Yeah.
into your portfolio.
Dang, dude.
That would be pretty cool just to go out there and live out there for like 3 years and then come
Yeah,
back.
and you get the experience, and especially if you go like and you're out there with like friends and stuff.
Oh yeah,
it's
I wouldn't go by
definitely-
myself, but I would if I
No,
went
you
with.
have to.
to
Let's just
stay
bring the whole
with you.
podcast to Indonesia, dude.
Yeah,
We'll-
let's
we'll-
go.
We'll sell copies of it on disc and yeah.
It could be
On the
the
streets.
podcast vlogs.
And on floppy drives.
You put one floppy disk.
Put on a floppy disk. Yeah.
But yeah, it's really easy to make money, especially if you're white. Like not.
It's kind of weird.
Like I'm not gonna lie, Jared, you're pasty, right? So
Yeah.
when people see Daniel and you're like, dude, you're white. Like Daniel, what would they do if they saw like this
This
blinding
Jared
white
thing.
guy?
King Arthur. King Arthur.
Yeah,
King
like-
Arthur.
Like, is it a different? Like, would people stare him down? Like,
Well, when I walk down the street, they call him Mr. Bule, or Bule, ada Bule, or
Really?
Bule, which means the white person. There's a white guy, white person, Mister.
Even if
treat
they don't
like-
know you?
Yeah, they treat you like you're a famous actor, like you're a famous
Does
artist.
that get
Oh my
annoying at
gosh.
times, or is it not
Jared,
really?
you would be like
It's
a savant there.
sometimes.
A savant.
I was at the swimming pool one time, and a bunch of like Indonesian like girls in junior high, they came up to me. There was like 12 of them, and they kept asking me if I knew Justin Bieber and if I could play a song for them on the guitar. And I was like,
Justin
what?
Bieber, I'm from America.
Don't tell him any different, dude.
Say that you
Yeah,
are
dude.
Justin Bieber.
That's my buddy right there.
Yeah,
dog.
just, dude.
It's
I'm
kind of
from
like
America,
this.
of course.
No,
dude.
Justin.
You know how people are always like bagging on Asians, like all Asians look the same? Imagine you white coming over here. They think every white person looks like you.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Do they really? Are they like, dude?
Is that Tom Danks?
Yeah, and if you have
You're
a
Leonardo DiCaprio, dude.
if you're Indonesian and you have a Bule friend, you're at the highest status of class.
Higher than the Bule itself. Himself?
You're the Bule's the top. Other than an artist and an actor, they're like the same.
Ah, okay.
So you could do whatever you wanted there.
I mean, if you got drugs and the government like got you, you'd die.
Well, let's just exclude that because Indonesia doesn't really like that stuff.
What about guns? Could you just like make a gun lord empire over there? Because I'm white.
A gun lord empire.
Well, like you just
Oh yeah,
like
that's
sell
actually a
drugs.
question. I actually have a question. Do they just sell guns at like markets there? These-
Or does
it's
no one?
it's more like it's like a black market for stuff like that.
So it's not just like out in the open, like in the Middle Eastern places where they just sell it like right there, and you can just buy AKs and stuff.
Well, he was
Dude,
saying
I
it's
wish.
illegal
I
to
wish it
own
was like
guns.
Saudi Arabia, dude. Except for the whole Sharia law thing.
Yeah, Saudi
I
Arabia
don't-
would be great, except for that ISIS thing that's going on over there. We can just get those guys out. I'm moving.
Making sandmans instead of snowman sandmans.
Or what about Trump, dude? What do they think about Trump over there?
I remember I was at the gym and my mom messaged me and she said Donald Trump won, and I was like, nah, you gotta be kidding. And she's like, no. She's like, no, it's legit. And I looked at all my friends at the gym and they could see the shock in my face and they're like, what? And I was like, Donald Trump won. And they're like, no. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, no. and they were kind of shocked. And then now they just call me Donald Trump because I'm white. But like, they really don't like it.
Dude, they think you're Donald Trump, dude. They think you're the real deal, man.
They call you Donald Trump.
There's like a Disneyland themed park in Indonesia that Donald Trump owns.
Oh really?
Or like Donald Trump, am I right, boys?
Wait, so like, do they think he's crazy? Do they even care? It's just like whatever.
They were confused on how he got elected, and I had to. They were confused about the whole electoral college, and I had to explain it to them. And
Yeah.
they're like, what happened to Bernie? And I was like, oh, mistakes happened.
Don't remind me. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I said we should wrap up this topic. Like, I don't even know.
Wait, has it
Like,
been an hour
yeah.
yet?
Almost 10 minutes ago, I think.
What time are we at?
45.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, we could
Well,
we
that's-
could end it, I guess.
Yeah.
no, but you go to hour,
mean-
you get paid.
This is
I mean-
this is a non-profit podcast. As
Well,
you can
we
there's
had-
no ads.
We initially
You heard
had
it here, boys. Don't donate.
we initially had 7 topics for this, but it looks like we're only gonna get to 2.
That's okay. I mean, we needed to introduce
Yeah.
Daniel,
Daniel.
and now
So that was a really good way to do.
now the world knows Daniel.
Hello.
We're actually are we gonna do the special for the 5th? We're not gonna reveal it here in this podcast, but are we gonna do the special for the 5th?
Yeah,
podcast?
Oh
I
yeah.
think we should.
Yeah.
Hey Spencer, say that thing you wanted to say about me before you forget.
Nothing.
The little
What's
jab.
up? When I got back.
Should I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so when Daniel got back, we were just so we went and ordered some McDonald's, right? We're eating this McDonald's and we finally finish our food, and all of a sudden Daniel grabs my trash, opens his door, puts it on the ground, and drives away. Without even thinking about it. He did. I'm like, what the frick did you just do? And he was like, oh, yeah, that's actually, he's actually shocked. And then he's like, oh, I forgot that that's not something you do here. In Indonesia, that's like extremely common. Everybody does that.
Or when I was driving on the left side instead of the right side for a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wait, you were?
Yeah.
Oh man. Do you have a car over there?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I want to get a motorcycle.
What happened to your old one?
We sold it.
Oh, really? For the
I
car?
want to get a Honda CBR.
Oh, that sounds cool. I don't know what it is, but it sounds cool.
I don't know what it is. Sounds cool though.
It's a Honda. CBR.
All right.
It's actually
Honda.
the dumbest looking thing ever.
I think this is the longest podcast we have, and only on 2 topics.
Yeah. Hey, we needed to interview Daniel. He's missed 3 episodes. He had to catch up.
It's all good.
Yeah.
He'll be on
Hey,
the
wait,
next
we're
one,
not
right,
we're not
Daniel?
wrapping up yet. Okay, don't click away. If you have any ideas or for topics
Oh.
or anything, put them in the comments and then leave a like and subscribe. All right, now we're wrapping up.
Oh, yeah.
Don't click away.
Follow on Twitter.
At all.
Spintwist
follow us on
pod.
Twitter.
Spintwist podcast.
We have a
Link will be in
MySpace
the
page.
description. Link in the description to our Twitter. We'll be posting like updates and stuff.
And spicy memes.
And spicy memes on occasion, yes. Also tweet us your spicy memes.
Yeah.
Follow me on
Anyways-
Instagram, Big Willie 60 Indian 69.
Anyways, guys, thank you for Daniel for showing up, and
Thank you.
thanks to Bryan for giving us about 3 words of input. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's
We'll
about it.
probably have
That's all for
probably
next week.
we'll probably have Bryan on again where he actually has topics that he can actually talk about more, I think.
Yeah.
Freaking freaks.
Yeah.
I don't freaking give a heck.
All
All
right.
right.
All right.
Goodbye.
We'll see you
Thanks for watching.
next Monday, guys. Thanks for watching.
That's all for
Bye.
this
Oh,
podcast.
thanks, dudes. Yeah.